Wait, did I turn off my sounds? Hey, welcome. This is my first live that I'm doing since my surgery. I'm going to give you an update tonight. I hope you're all doing well. Please do say hi if you're here so I know who it is. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you. I'm just trying to sort something out here, but I got impatient waiting, so I just went ahead and went live. Okay, here we are. Wait, let me cover my face. It's so weird. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi, KJ. Hi, Treva. Awesome to see you guys. So nice to see you. It's been a while. It's been since. Hi, love. Nice to see you. Yeah, it's been since the day of my surgery when I turned on my live while I was waiting in front of the clinic. I haven't been live since then. Hi, Sandra. Hi, lady. Hey, it's great to see you. I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to give you an update. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. It was just one of those weird days. Hi, Susie. Good to see you. Oh, it was just weird. I made a video with Gunnar because after about 10 or 12 days, I was recovering well and I was getting cabin fever and I needed to get out of the house. So I decided to take Gunnar up to the movies, which is something we don't do very often. And we went up to that awesome little 90s mall. We went to the 90s movie theater and I filmed because I wanted to show you what the theater looks like because it's very 90s. And we saw this great movie called Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. It was so funny. I highly recommend it. Well, I could go on a tangent about that movie, which I kind of want to, but the reason I'm telling you this is that I recorded everything and then I edited it. And I wanted to have like a really long hangout like we used to do where I'd make these long videos about whatever. And we would sit here and chat. And hi, Tina. Hi, girlfriend. So I did it. Like, oh, hi, Hawk. Salut, ça va? So I made the video, I edited everything, I really had it together, I had it ready on time for Thursday. It was ready early and I went to upload it and it wasn't there. It had disappeared from my drive. There's something weird going on with my computers. I can't figure out what it is, if it's the computer or it's the drive, but the file was gone. The rendered file and all the source files, they were all disappeared, even the thumbnail. So weird. So I was like, oh my God, I was freaking out, eh? And I was yelling, I was like, no effing way. I was losing it. And then I hear a knock at the door. And you know when you're mad and like somebody shows up and they inadvertently like become like caught in the middle of the maelstrom? It was the janitor and he comes up here and he's like showing me pictures that my bathroom is somehow leaking into the neighbor's bathroom ceiling. And I'm like, there's no flood, there's no leaks. I don't know where it's coming from, but like he's trying to tell me this and I'm just like, oh, why? Because I was like, I finally got it all done on time. You know, when you work so hard on something and then it's like you're building a castle and then it just crumbles because it's all sand, that's how I felt. I was mad. But then I thought, well, maybe it's better I didn't upload it for some reason. Maybe there was something in that video. Oops, what's this? That it wasn't meant to be. So I accepted it, but I was very mad. And then Sylvie, who helps me with Erin, showed up at the door and then I had to tell her the whole story. Hi, Bella. And I'm like, Sylvie, my stupid thing, my drive, it ate my files. How could this happen? I really lost it there for a bit. But anyway, yeah, so that's why I didn't have the video ready. But then I figured, okay, I'm just going to go live. I just feel like when I do live, it's kind of tricky because I want to have like a conversation with you. But at the same time, because people keep coming in at different times and asking me the same questions over, when I watch my lives after, I feel like I spend a lot of time repeating myself, which comes across really weird. And also it comes across, well, a lot of tangents. So about the movie, though, Judy Blume, I did not like that book when I read it back in school. I didn't relate to the characters. I was an Aspie girl, so I did not relate to these girls. But when I watched the movie, I related a lot to the grandmother, the Jewish grandmother. I was like, oh my God, it's me. It was funny, man. And I laughed so loud in that movie. And it was all the grandmother. She's the one who really cracked me up. She was a riot. Like eccentric granny, I was like, yeah, that's me. The eccentric aunt. So what's this? Mercury retrograde. That's what did it. That's what did it to my drive. Oh my gosh. It's kind of dodgy because like every time I transfer my files, I don't want to like cut and paste. I just copy because I never know if this is gonna happen. What's this, Joel? Ha ha ha, very funny. Joel wants me to repeat myself. No, I'm trying to avoid that. Hold on, let me turn on the light. So yeah, we went up to the mall, and what was in that video was, first of all, hi Holly, good to see you. Let me tell you, okay, I've had a good recovery in the sense I haven't had any complications, no infections, no issues from the anesthesia. Thanks, Susie. Thank you. Um, you know, my scars look really good. I mean, considering that I didn't do what they said and I vaped the whole time, I'd say everything went remarkably well. Not very much pain. Well, sort of, like, depends how you define pain, you know? Um, but yeah, it's not like it doesn't hurt. Yeah, scars healed well and everything, but I wouldn't call it pain. But hi GTO, hi Java Lily. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you how I'm feeling. I wouldn't exactly call it pain, but I would call it like extreme discomfort. I mean, so yeah, I was a quick healer. You guys, on that subject, I think, okay, and I don't want YouTube to send me the meat grinder for saying this, but I made myself this highly medicinal, traditional bone broth, right, with chicken and with all the herbs that I put in it, and I made a big thing like that. And that's what I was eating every day for the first week of my recovery. I had to force myself, even sometimes I didn't want to eat. I made sure to eat that bone that bone broth. One of my secret ingredients in it is duck fat. I'm telling you the secret recipe. I'll tell you right now. So I do the bone broth, and then I do like most people do. You know, first I make the broth with just the bones, get all that bone, anything solid out, right? Strain it. Then I fry onions and celery, including the green part. Chop it all up, right? Fry that. And then I'll pour the broth on top of that. And I'll add a chicken bouillon cube. And I'll add dill. And then I'll put in like some carrots and some peas. I don't put any weird stuff like corn, you know. And God, it does hurt though. And then what I put in, my other secret ingredient, is I'll grill a duck breast with Chinese 5 spices on it, render the fat, put that fat in the freezer. And then when I make the bone broth, I'll take like a tablespoon and I'll put that in. And that's the real secret ingredient. Oh yeah, and there's salt and pepper, of course. But that, the duck fat is like a major secret ingredient in my bone broth, and I think it makes it more nutritious. It's definitely more filling. It's so good. And because the Chinese 5 spices in it, it's weird, like you wouldn't think to put that in anything to do with the chicken soup, but it gives it a really special flavor. So I'm like handing out my top secret recipe to you guys. Go ahead and try it out. I think you're gonna like it. That plus the dill. I'm sorry, like this is really bothering me. Like, I am gonna actually take this dress off to show you what I'm dealing with. I'm still kind of bruised. It doesn't look bruised, but it feels bruised. Wait, what did somebody ask me here? Hold on a second. How do I scroll here? I don't even know how to scroll. That's weird. I'll have to do it here. Sorry, put my finger in your eye. Okay, a lot of nonsense from Joel. No, we're gonna skip that part. Okay. Oh yeah, Lincoln was saying he's getting a skin flap. So thank you for letting us know, Lincoln, and we'll keep you in our prayers. And I hope that goes well. Aaron has had skin flaps like a few times. It does work. I think you're gonna be okay. So yeah, I drank this bone broth, and I had taken the chicken and chopped it into little cubes, put it in the freezer. I could put a bit of chicken in there as well. And maybe some green beans. Well, I'm having trouble, like, I don't understand why. Oh, there's the scroll bar. Okay. So I think that helped. I mean, other than that, I really didn't do very much, but the chicken broth has a lot of nutrition in it, right? It's bone broth. So you guys know how good bone broth is. And I took all the gelatin that was already on the chicken, and from like when they roasted it. I put it all because it was a roasted chicken. No, it wasn't a chicken carcass. It was actually two rotisserie chickens. I prefer because like a lot of the gelatin will have already rendered out, and the skin has all the like the barbecue flavor, so you get a lot of flavor. So I put all the fat, all the bone, all the meat that I don't like, plus all the gelatin into the crock pot, and boiled all those bones. And I boil them for about 6 hours. I find that if I boil them too long, it gets kind of a nasty flavor. And yeah, Chinese 5 spices blend. Yeah, it's pre-made. It's called Chinese 5 spices. Roast the duck with that. Well, I just like like cross-hatched the duck, put the 5 spices, roast it for about 17 minutes, take all that fat, put it in the freezer. Okay, so you got the bone broth, you put the vegetables, and you put the duck fat. So I did that, and I really think that that helped. And you know what? My nails are like super strong too. They're so hard now just from eating that soup. So the only thing is, well, the stitches haven't dissolved. I want to show you what I'm dealing with. I just want to go ahead and show you. But like, yeah, it got more and more uncomfortable, and a lot of it, it's not the surgery itself, it's the bindings that I have to wear. You guys know I have an ASD, right? So I have a lot of sensory issues, and I think that was making it very, very hard for me because I have trouble just wearing clothes. Not like I want to go around naked, but I have difficulty like with the feeling of clothes. It has to be the same. It has to be something that I can tolerate. Usually I just wear the same, like different versions of the same thing. Has to be very comfortable. So for me to wear these bindings was really pushing it. I feel like I'm gonna have to take this off so I can show you, which I will. I have all my stuff on underneath. Yeah, at one point, okay, what happened after about 10 days or so, this side, my breast here, like he took the drains out on the side, and it was so swollen here. It felt like I had an egg under my arm. So like putting my arm down, even still right now, it's a bit swollen there. It was really like driving me to distraction, and then the binding of the bra, and I have a corset type thing on as well. And it was making me like, it was so bad that I couldn't function. I mean, it was difficult to leave the house, or like I could do things that I do here that don't take any mental bandwidth, but I think like whatever I've learned to do in life, I've learned it by a lot of repetition and routine, and I'm sort of on autopilot, and then I can cope with other sensory stuff while doing it. But something that was taxing me this much on the sensory end made it that I couldn't cope with like just something like, you know, getting myself out of the house with Gunner. I was supposed to take a bus. I wasn't supposed to drive, but having to like go and buy a ticket, get on the bus, stand on the bus, like cope with the bus, basically all that. I couldn't cope with it, and I was really like losing it. I was so uncomfortable with the bindings that I would just open everything, but it was like, it was so bad that I was like sweating, and I want to like take all my clothes off and my shoes and all the bindings. It was just really like, it was like flashback to my childhood where I would like rip all my clothes off and like start freaking out. It was sort of like that. I don't know how other people cope with it. I mean, yes, the ice pack is good for the soreness, but this is like a sensory like dysregulation, and it basically made it that like, I don't know, I just couldn't function very well. Yeah, my skin healed, like, yeah, where I had the drainage tube. I can show you, there's not much to see. So that was really bad. So I ended up like I needed to leave the house. So I took the car and we drove to the mall, and I had to open everything in order to be able to drive the car. But I was glad I drove. Nothing happened. Now I'm 2 weeks out, so I can drive, I guess, as of today or tomorrow. I'm going to just show you. But yeah, it was extremely uncomfortable. And I don't like to take Tylenol because I know it's really, really bad for your liver. And they did give me the Statix, which is like 5 milligrams morphine. It just kind of made me feel crappy. Like I just felt weird, and it was itchy. So, oh, hi, Jana. Great. Nice to see you. Hi. Oh, hey, yeah, you called me and I missed the call. I didn't call you back, but okay, I'll call you back later. Yeah, so I wasn't taking any painkillers after like the first 5 days because I hate Tylenol. I just don't like putting it in my body. And I didn't want to take the morphine either, but I have a prescription for codeine for my restless legs. So I just take that at night. During the day, I didn't take anything. So I feel like, if I had been taking some kind of pills, probably it would put a damper on all this horrible sensory overload. But it's like so bad that I couldn't function. I could take lots of pictures and list inventory. I could clean Aaron's place. I could clean my place, but like to go outside or to well, anyway, I'm sure you guys get the idea. Yes, itchy. Like the scars were really itchy. Hi, Kanga. It's good to see you. Okay, so I want to give you guys the whole story of what I have going on here. So first of all, okay, this is the compression bra. So as you see, I still have boobs. I think they look good. It's a different look. I kind of have to get used to it. I mean, I certainly don't miss the implants. I told you guys before the implants were high. Stupid implants. Let me go get it just so I can show you. Here's the implant. This implant was actually like all the way up here because you see how it's kind of like, I mean, look, I think my breasts look totally normal now. They look better than before I got the implants. Before I got the implants, the problem was, okay, my nipples are, where are they now? They're like about here. They're at a totally normal, exactly normal place. Okay, before I got the implants, my nipples were like up here. Like they were way too high. It's horrible. And so they put an implant here so it would make it look like my nipple was on the middle of the breast, like on the apex of it, where it was supposed to be. So this stupid thing was up here, obviously under tissue and everything. It was up here, and so every time I feel my chest, I would touch here and I would feel this horrible, like, hard thing in there, and it really bothered me. And since it was lodged inside my body and I couldn't exactly rip it out, I tried not to dwell on it because I couldn't do anything about it, but I really hated it, and I had hated that for a very long time. Okay, thank you, Lady Liberty. Happy cooking. I didn't like having it there. These things do not feel real. This is a saline one, right? That's why people get silicone, because the saline, like when you press on it, look what happens. See how hard that is? You can hear it. They're hard. The silicone is like a squishy toy when you squish it. This is like a horrible, hard, like a water balloon. Oh, thank you, Sandra. So, hi, Halo, thanks. So, yeah, it was up here and it was under the muscle and I hated it. And still now when I touch here where it used to be and there's nothing there, because there shouldn't be anything up here, I'm so happy. I feel like I'm filled with this feeling of like joy and gratitude that there's nothing here. I still can't even believe it's real sometimes. Sometimes like I'll touch my chest here and I'll be like, it's like a miracle. I can't believe like they're finally out. Couldn't believe. And you guys, I never talked about it, eh? I didn't even tell. I mean, Aaron knows, but even boys, like boyfriends that I've had in the past, they didn't even know. My friends didn't know, except for maybe like a couple of my girlfriends. I never talked about it on YouTube because like some women, they get them and they're proud of it because it's like, look what I got. I paid for my fake titties. Look at me. But I didn't feel that way. For me, it was like, oh, hi, RB, 27 at 27 years. For me, it was like I had a bad reduction and I got them because it was botched. I never wanted to have plastic in my body. I wasn't happy with it and I didn't want to tell anybody. So all these years on YouTube, I never talked about breast implants, even though I had my opinions on them, which is that they need to seriously warn people if they're going to get them. And I don't think they do. And I didn't want to tell anybody. And like I say, there are a lot of women, they'll do videos about it. They'll be like, and these are my implants and they're 400 or 500 cc's. And, they'll be like super open about it, even proud of it. And I guess I felt like people would judge me maybe because I felt like I was judging myself. Not really. I mean, I give myself like, what do you call it? Like, I cut myself some slack. I did what I had to do at the time. I was really young, right? But I didn't feel like, I felt like it doesn't really represent me and what I stand for to have this in my body. But yeah, I was stuck with them because once you put them in there, it's not so easy to get them out. It's very expensive. and it's complicated, and I couldn't really do it, or I didn't think I could. And it was just like, you know, other things would be, if I had money, other things would be a priority, but I really, really, really wanted them out. And you can't pay for it with a credit card. That's one thing. So just to let you know, like, for example, to go to Europe, you can pay for that with a credit card. But you can't pay for plastic surgery with a credit card. You have to come up with the cashola, or what do you call it? Like medical credit services. And then there's a very high interest rate, and you pay so much more. So like the original surgery I was going to have was 15,000. So you put that on medical credit, and maybe you're going to pay 20. I did not want to pay that much money. The only other thing is if you have like a line of credit or a credit card and you somehow transfer money to your account. I have a line of credit. I guess I could have transferred it, but I didn't realize. But you have to, you have to like pay with the bank draft, or pay with the machine, or use medical credit. So I was just like, whatever. So yeah, I didn't feel like this was what I'm all about, but I had them. So I felt like, you know, people are not going to understand. And so I just didn't feel comfortable telling you. But anyway, finally, why can't you pay for it with a credit? They just don't take them. They don't take credit cards. I don't know why. Maybe they have fees or something. I don't know, but they don't take it. Maybe some doctors do, but they didn't here. So yeah, I'm very happy to have them out, and I feel good. And up here where they were, it was just like a little bit sore on the muscle, but it wasn't that bad. And this is the muscle that was all stretched out. And when they put it under your muscle, when they take it out, they have to repair your muscle. Who knows what they have to do in there. But they got it done. This wasn't so bad. And actually, it's weird, like where it was the most painful was surprisingly like in my back in here. I don't know why. And like under my arms in here. And that was like really bad, like muscle cramp type things. And then in here, it felt, you know when you're pregnant and your boobs are killing you? It kind of, that's how it feels at this point. It just feels like they still feel kind of sore and swollen. And when they took, the drains were horrible. The drains that were right over here. And it was like a little hole with that drain, and they would itch and they would hurt and they would keep me up at night, and they were a nightmare. And they took them out, but once they take them out, the fluid like collects. So I ended up with like it was like an egg under my arm, like it was all swollen in here. But it's going down now. But this bra is super uncomfortable. And this thing is from Chooley, Choolley, and this is what my doctor told me to get. Bloody uncomfortable though. See this. Well, I mean, I have my scars here. I guess I can kind of show you. See, there's a scar. I think that's okay to show you. Look how well it healed. This is crazy. Like the scar is so thin and like not ropey. Pretty good scar, right? It's actually better than the scar I had before. I think it's okay to show you that. I mean, I'm not showing you my boobs. It's only the scar underneath. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Like the scar is like a line, and there's no like ropiness. Like when I had the sort of lift that I had before I got my implants, left me with a thick scar. It was like that thick under my breasts. The one from my reduction that went this way was very faded. You couldn't see anything. Yeah, I know. It looks good. Hey, Tina, it's not purple. It doesn't look bad. And the other one, yes, I had these ropey scars underneath. I think that over here in the cleavage, it's going to be a little ropey. Honestly, I don't care that much at this point. But it looks pretty good. But this thing, it's like this. It's so hard. I can't even like get this thing open. I hate this bra. I never want to have a Chooley bra again. I feel like I'm going to be stuck in this bra for the rest of my life. Okay, so it has a zipper. And then it has these clips here. So there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And the zipper. And it's so uncomfortable. Honestly, you guys, I can barely cope with it. I'm wearing it like unzipped, because you know what, the metal of this thing bothers me. So annoying. Yeah, I look pretty Tomb Raider, right? I know, like you never seen me in an outfit like this before. Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Post-op. Post-op Tomb Raider. Maybe I should go up to the cemetery, come to think of it, in my post-op Tomb Raider outfit. Yeah, I'll tell you how long I have to wear it. So first of all, this and this I had to wear, like, supposed to wear it around the clock for 2 weeks. It's so uncomfortable. It's really hard to take. So what I'm doing is I'm unzipping it, and I've only got the middle part hooked. I think I can show you what I've been doing. Look, like this thing is, it's horrible. Like it's so stiff. I'll show you how I'm going around. Oh God. Oh, and it's like, it's hard to know. Does it hurt more this way or does it hurt? This is what I'm doing. I'm walking around like this all the time. I mean, look, this is, I think that they would wear this at, you know, this is like about as much coverage. I've seen less coverage at the Oscars, right? So this should be okay on YouTube. This is what I'm doing. I'm walking around like this all the time. But you can see it looks pretty good, right? I mean, as far as the scars go and everything, they're gonna fade. I'm very happy with the job that he did. Like he did do a really good job. But I'm going around like this all the time. So I'm not getting like the full effect of the compression. It toys open? What do you mean it toys open? It flies open? Poof. Yeah, wait till I take the other one and then they're gonna really, it's gonna be like one of those 1970s teenage summer camp hot dog movies, you know. Yeah, I look thinner. Yeah. But yeah, this thing is really like, it's very hard for me to take. It's hard for me to sleep like that. Scar looks good, eh? Yeah, Kanga. How's your scar? What'd you say? Your 15-inch scar from your abdominal surgery when you turned 22 healed so well too. That's cool. Not, yeah, it's like invisible. That's amazing. I should have showed you what I'm using for my scars. I gotta go get it. I don't know. I don't want to take the camera with me. Please excuse me for a second. I wonder what I could do. Maybe leave my breast implant here to keep company. Leave my old implant here. I'll just sit here. I'll leave my old implants here to keep you company while I go get something. There they are. Oh, by the way, I did all this decoupage, eh? Oh, they're sliding everywhere. All right, they'll just sit here. They're like at curios in Sonia's Curiosity Shop. I'll be right back. Must be losing my mind. Where is it? Okay, guys, sorry. I must be losing my mind. I can't find it now. Oops. Ow. I wanted to show you so you could see the brand. And so, ow. So it would be like a more like visual. Oh, hi, Babu. Oh, you were just looking at my breast implants. I left them on the shelf while I left the room for a minute. So you could look at my curios. I have this oil. It's called Peruvian Musk Rose Oil. Huile de Rose Musquée for you Frenchies out there. Peruvian Musk Rose Oil. I used that one when I had my first breast surgery, which was the reduction. And you know what? Everybody's showing their scars on YouTube these days. Why not? I'm going to be very careful. You won't see any slippery nipples. I just want you to see how well it healed, though. Hold on a second. Very carefully. Okay, you see, this is where I had the anchor scar originally from my breast reduction. You can't see it at all. I mean, what is that? That's just a line from the tape. So somewhere around here, listen, I can't even find it. Like literally, yeah, you can't tell. I cannot even find that scar if I try. Can't find it. That was the one that I treated with Peruvian musk rose oil. It worked like magic. It was so good. And the second surgery I had a lot of surgeries, if you know what I mean. Yeah, my second surgery, which was the breast lift, but it wasn't really, it was more just like tucking it down so they wouldn't bottom out. I didn't use it, and I had big, fat, ropey scars. So I'm using it again this time, and I really wanted to show you the bottle, but I guess I can't. You'll have to just check for Peruvian musk rose oil. Gonna have a vape. It got me through my post-op recovery period. Tananu oil? I've never heard of Tananu oil. What in the world is Tananu oil? Yeah, but Kanga, it's not rose oil. It's rose, it's Peruvian, yeah, Peruvian musk rose. It's a different kind of rose. And it's really, really good for scars, even for like old scars. So I started putting it on there. Okay, I have one problem though. This is so crazy. I'll show you. It's like I have, you know, I'm like the perfect person to do this on YouTube because I seriously don't care. Because some people are like, really? You showed them that on YouTube? And I'm like, yeah, why not? Seriously. Because some people are just like that. That's me. I really don't mind. I'm not like that so much in real life. Like, sort of, but I know, like, you don't show, like, oh, I look at my scars. Like if I went to, like, someone's house or, I don't know, church or something, and somebody said, how'd your reduction go? Well, it went really well. Let me show you. See, you can almost not see it. Look how well I healed. That's because of the bone broth. You know, you can't do that in real life, but YouTube is a place where people do talk about different things, and you guys wouldn't be here if you didn't want to hear it. I'm not holding you captive audience. It is my channel, so I figure it's okay. So I'm going to show you this part too while we're at it. Okay, I don't know how well you can see this. I might have to take my glasses off because I can't see either. Okay, you see how there's like, look at it. Can you see that? You see that little thing there? Hope my nails aren't too dirty. Sorry guys, I just made dinner and I think I failed at keeping my nails immaculate. Sorry, it's lasagna. They were fine before I made dinner. Anyway, I should have like a pointer thing. Okay, see this? See that little red mark? That's where this goes inside my body. And this is like, it's like, it looks like a nylon thing. And I've got two of them sticking out. Come on, that's kind of weird, I think. Don't you think? Look at that. I still have these threads sticking out after 2 weeks. I'm not very happy about that. Those are the sutures. They're supposed to dissolve, but as you see, they're not dissolving. Oh, wait, you call it Rosa Mosqueta oil. Oh, cool. Okay, so you know what it is. Okay, musk rose, Rosa Mosqueta, Rose Musqué. That stuff is really good. Wish I could show you the bottle, but anyway. So yeah, like my sutures are not dissolving, okay? And so he told me, well, you know, they're going to disintegrate and you can just sort of pull them out. And you see there's like a little red spot. And if I pull on it, it's not going to come out. When I first, like, I was like afraid to look at myself. I would take a shower and I just wouldn't even look down. And I didn't really wash that area. I just didn't look. When I dried myself, I was like, like not looking. I just couldn't cope with it. Oh, your sutures dissolve too soon, Java Lily? That's crazy. That would be a lot worse. I just want them, well, maybe I shouldn't worry about it. Maybe it's okay. I was just like, you know, it's like a hole into your body. Like, I'm going to put some stuff. No, like, it's normal that you have stitches and that something sticks out, but the way he did it, and this is totally fine. This is probably why I have such really nice looking scars or incisions or whatever. The way he did it, like he sewed something inside and it goes all the way inside and it comes out here and it's inside my breast. And then on the outside, there's some kind of medical tape holding the skin together. So there's not those like, you know, where you have like the two and then it's tight and then your skin like puckers because it's being pulled this way. I think he did something like that. Like he sewed it up inside and then like did something with the tape. I'm not sure. Maybe he did put incisions, but honestly, if you look at the scar here, you'll see that. You see there's none of that, you know, those like like the tracks. It's totally smooth because of his technique. But his technique involves leaving these little things coming out like bug antennas. Okay, Sky, yeah, come back later if you're eating. Me, I can eat and listen to this kind of stuff. I often do, actually. But anyway, yeah, they do leave it that way for a reason. I understand that. But I was hoping they would dissolve by now because he said to me like to just, pull them out. And so I tried to pull it and I was like, wait, it feels like it's attached. And the crazy thing is when I pull over here on this, I can feel I can feel that it goes all the way to about here, right here. See where there's that little black dot? So it's connected all the way through. So if you pull here, you feel like it's pulling everything. I don't know what he did, but yeah, he sewed me up on the inside. So so I cannot pull it out. Cutting off the string, Babu, I guess I could. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that they're there. It just kind of weirds me out a bit that it's been 2 years and 2 years. And somebody just messaged me, so I got distracted. It's been 2 weeks and it still hasn't dissolved. I find it a little bit weird. But here's the other part. Okay, so what they do when they do implant removal or when they do breast reduction is they sometimes do some lipo with it, okay? So like, let's say you have a breast reduction and you're a chunky girl and you might have this, which I have. I have a little bit of chub right here, but we leave that alone. That's fine. I don't care. Sometimes women have like a lot right here, like little bulges, or it could be like over here. I have it too, but it's not that bad. But sometimes like if you're making this smaller, and because I had a reduction, right? So it changes the proportions of your body. So if let's say you do a reduction, you might lipo around here or here or here so that you look okay after, because or like when you take your implants out, it's funny because sometimes they'll do that and then they'll also like inject fat here, like so for me, like over here where the implant was, like you can see it's kind of flat right now, but it's fine for me. I think it looks good. I'm very, very happy. But what they do sometimes is they'll lipo a bit and then they'll also like put some tracts of fat here to like fill this so it doesn't look, I did not want that because I feel like it's not going to look natural on me. And I didn't, there's risks with fat transfer. I was considering it in the beginning. You guys remember? I was actually going to go back and do it, but I decided not to because first of all, they look fine the way they are. And also, the problem with that is when like the way the fat like grafts to your body, it can also, some of it will die and it creates these like calcifications. And then when you get a mammogram, it can be impossible for them to tell if you have cancer or it's just a calcification from your fat graft. So since I didn't really need it, I figured let's not. But he did suck off some fat here so that I wouldn't have the small boobs and then the roll right here. Not, this is all like totally, like he didn't touch anything here, just right here, just like and only just like here in the middle is like a mini lipo. So that's why I have this right now. I could kind of show you like how that looks actually. I feel like my waist is getting smaller from wearing this thing. Wait, let me see if I can show you. Is it worth it? I'll show you, I guess. Okay, so this is not touched. This is normal. This was just me. And this is where he just took a little bit off right in the middle, because this would have been sort of like kind of, you can see the skin is a little bit, and that's pretty much how that's what happens when they do it. But I felt like it was better for him to go ahead and do it while I was in there than to not do it, because otherwise I would have regretted it after, because I would have had the much smaller boobs and I would have had this roll right here, and it was really just like a mini, and I knew it was going to be lumpy. I just totally knew, because I have a lot of loose skin there from like my pregnancy, but it was a little bit filled. Part of it was sort of filled. It's not filled now, but it's fine. Like, I really don't care. I think it's better. So, but with this thing on, now my waist's like super snatched. And then when I take it off, can you guys see it? So it was like right around here. I feel like I can actually see like where he did it. It was like right around here. And I said, well, how come you didn't do it here? And he said he couldn't do more He said, I just have loose skin, and the only way to fix that would be a tummy tuck, and I don't want it. I don't want any more surgery. I don't want anything. So that was the closest I could get. And I knew that if I went in there and he didn't do it right at the same time, then I knew I would regret it after, because it would have looked really weird. So what do you think? Yeah, I'm not like a big fan of lipo in general, because if you do like a large, I've done it before when I was younger. While we're at it, I'll tell you, I did do it on my thighs a long time ago. And the thing with that is that was to do with like beauty trends, because at the time narrower hips were in style. So I lipoed my outer thighs, which are now would have been very much in style. But I did do that. And the problem with that, when you remove it from one place, it comes back somewhere else. But so that time I did this whole like outer thigh area, all this here. So it came back somewhere else. It comes back on your arms, your stomach, your back. There isn't really a way to, you can't like change the shape of your body. Like for example, like lipo all, like let's say you're a man and you're like, oh, just lipo all the fat off my stomach. You do that, and you know what? It could come back on your back, your shoulders, your butt. That'll look weird. If you're a woman and you remove fat from your hips, it's probably going to come back on your stomach. So I didn't want him to like do a whole lot or like do anything more, just a very tiny amount so that it doesn't look weird. And I think it looks pretty good, but yeah, it's a bit lumpy. I'm going to have to go get some LPG. I don't want to look like a Barbie doll. Not all. That's not the goal. But people follow beauty trends, you know? They'll do like, the big breast was a thing in the 90s. And now that's really like falling out of favor, and everyone's getting their implants taken out. And back then the narrow hips were in style, and now it's big hips, you know? So yeah. So I didn't do the lift, and I didn't do fat transfer here, but he did take a little bit of fat off the upper stomach. So that's why I have to wear this as well. So I'm like in all these bindings, and it's really pushing the limits of what I can take. Well, you know, yeah, natural is best, but honestly, like there are some women that have like really huge breasts that are impeding them, and I can understand that, because that's why I had my reduction in the first place, that I had very large, not exactly pendulous, but kind of breasts that were hindering me. So I had a breast reduction, and I think it's fine if women want to do that. I don't think that anybody's like obligated to like walk around with a body that bears the scars and the damage of everything they've been through. Like women who've borne multiple children, they can have these two muscles in the abdomen separated, a diastasis recti. They can have these muscles separated, and it's like your belly is like all pooched out. No amount of exercise is going to fix it. So they go and they get the tummy tuck and they sew it up. I don't have that problem. That's just lucky for me. But why wouldn't they, you know, if they could get it fixed, then, you know, I wouldn't judge anybody for doing that, for doing anything like that. But I'm very much opposed to putting plastic in your body at this point. I think it's a very bad idea. Well, Babu, I don't know what kind of breasts you have, but mine were giving me trouble. Yes, you can have breasts that cause problems. Definitely. Unless you're abusing them. No, anti-Babu. Thanks, Bella. Yeah, I feel like it's been healing fast. When I opened the live, I was actually like feeling kind of really depressed though, because of the discomfort of this bra. It's been hard. It's been hard to sleep, but I'm very glad that they're out, and I feel better. I'll tell you like what's gotten better. I know Babu makes the dumbest comments. Seriously, I've even said to her like, "Are you like that in real life?" Because seriously, like super annoying. The bra that makes them hurt? No, Babu, I had something called fibrocystic breasts, and they were always like lumpy and swollen, and it's a hormonal thing. So, you know what I don't like? When people like judge other people and think that they know everything about everybody else because they know their experience. Don't judge. You don't know. You know, it's like people tell you, you know, how to raise your kids, or you should do this, you should do that. You really can't judge, because you don't know what someone else's experience is. It could be different. Am I sleeping on my back? I'm supposed to. Oh my God. I'm not a back sleeper, and it was so hard to get used to it. I want to tell you though, people when they have explant or surgeries, they buy a lot of stuff. They buy like all kinds of fancy stuff. Like I think they have a lot more money than I have, so they do this, right? So yeah, Babu. Well, one last thing about Babu. Yes, you're giving your opinion, but sometimes an unsolicited opinion, when it's on something personal, it comes across kind of rude. Maybe you don't realize it comes across judgy, you know. But anyway, so these women, they have money, I guess. I know some of them have a lot because I see like they post pictures of themselves. They're in gorgeous houses. They have beautiful clothes, and they're on like fabulous vacations, and they're like just rich ladies, you know. So anyway, so they've been buying all these things. So there's, you know, when I had those drains hanging out, well, they had these like special little things that, where does it hang? I don't know. Is it on your neck or it's like an apron or something? I think it's like a kind of apron. It's something that you put on and you pop the drains in there so they're not like dangling down all the time. That's cool. That's a cool thing. I did not buy one. Wow, Babu, you're getting on my nerves now. There's a difference between honesty and intrusiveness. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I might run into someone I haven't seen and they gain 50 pounds, but I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you gained so much weight. Like, what have you been eating? See, that's not honest. That's called rude, you know. Too much honesty can be considered rude. Yeah. Or like when you see people and their children, I do not want to get off on tangent. Seriously, you guys are distracting me. Like when you see somebody and their children are like running haywire in the street, and you're just going to decide that, you know. And I have a friend who, well, she's not so much a friend now, let's just say, but she's never had children, but she would be like, this is what I would do, and the reason your child doesn't listen to you is because, and she would give me the rap, you know. And it was like, you don't have kids, so what do you know about my child? It's like, I have a policy. I never give people advice unless they ask for it. On my channel, I may sometimes give information, but that's because you guys are coming here to hear it, you know. But in my real life, man, do I keep my mouth shut. I've seen people get in horrible relationships, and Auntie Sonia keeps her mouth shut. I see people like ruin their lives and run themselves into the ground. I keep my mouth shut because it's not my business. I don't tell people what to do unless they ask me, and I'll be like, yeah, I think you need to go to rehab. But only if you ask. If you don't, I'll be like, whatever. I never tell people anything because I'm a libertarian, you know. So I abhor unsolicited advice, and I can't stand when people give it to me. And if someone is the type of person that will give me advice and tell me how to run my life, I will literally not even be friends with them. And I have actually like stopped being friends with people just because of that. And the other thing is, even actually, if people ask me too many personal questions, I feel like it's inappropriate, and it's like making you like talk about your stuff that's maybe you don't want to talk about. And stop asking me all these leading questions about, what are you, my therapist? You know, that kind of stuff really like just annoys me. So anyway, talking about things that people buy. Okay, people buy the bags for the drains. I did not buy them. They buy mastectomy pillows. I did not buy that. I did not buy any special pillows. What I did was I just, oh, it's a mess here. Oh, I just got a message from the clinic. I sent them pictures of my boobs. I was like, they're hurting me. It's not normal. Why do I have wires sticking out? She says it looks normal. Okay, that's cool. So this is what I did here. There's my bed. Sorry, like all my stuff's piled because I was trying to sell my DVDs today. I know, like a junkie selling off all my stuff all the time. Plastic surgery junkie. So I just have all, like, I commandeered Gunner's bed. And I just took these pillows and I just like made myself a little nest. And this is where I've been sleeping, like that. Sorry, you see that? Like I just made it so I'm propped up, and then I just had that to prop my arm. Because yeah, sleeping on my back was really difficult, and I felt like if I was gonna be on my back for some reason, I had to be propped up, and then I had to have my arm up. And I mean, yeah, I did do it, but I'll be honest with you, the last couple of nights I cheated. I slept on my side. I was like, I can't anymore. I just can't. It's just too much. But yeah, I didn't buy any special pillows. I did buy a few clothes. Oh my gosh, the ladies in the group, they have so much money, and they buy all these fancy clothes for their recovery, like fancy pajamas, you know, like button down. Like me, I just wore the same old thing I've been wearing since forever. Where is it? Look at this. You guys know Joel, who was in the chat? Look, his mother gave these to me. It must have been like 15 years ago. No, more than that. 20 years ago. Still wearing. Oh no, it was no Gunner. Gunner was little. He was 5. It was like 10 years ago. Joel's mama gave me that. Still wearing it. And yeah, the thrift store clothes. Ooh, your wife had a. Oh, I'm so sorry about your wife. Your late wife. She struggled with a double lung transplant. She had cystic fibrosis. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's horrible. That must have been really hard. I'm so sorry. Sorry about your wife. Yeah, the drains were kind of a pain, but yeah, as you see, it can be a lot worse. That's not, this is, we're just talking plastic surgery here. This isn't life or death, thank God. But yeah, I didn't buy anything special because I know that it's a short time. Like, it's one of those things where somebody out there is making money off it because they know, like, there's women that you go into, sometimes when you're going into something that you're not familiar with, you feel like you need to buy a whole bunch of stuff to do it, right? Like, when you have a baby, that's another time where you like buy tons of stuff. You buy so many things that a lot of them you end up not even really needing. That's what we all find out. You don't need all that stuff. There were a lot of things that I bought that I didn't really use, or my friends bought even more and they didn't use. So keeping that in mind and knowing that this was only going to be a couple weeks, I just made do with what I have. What did I buy? Thrift store clothes, a few of those. And you know what? Even that was a waste. I was so scared that I wasn't going to be able to tolerate Erin's shirts. So I bought myself shirts, and then I discovered that Erin's shirts were really comfortable, and I wore all Erin's hobo shirts, the flannel shirts, and Gunner's shirts. I wore my guys' shirts, and that was it. Maternity clothes, that's another one. Yeah, that, you know what? In that case, I tried not to buy maternity clothes. I made it till about 4 months, and then I was like, no, I can't. I caved, and I bought. You have to have like the maternity pants. Like in my case, some women can tolerate like their pants being under their pregnant belly, but in my case, I couldn't. Zoe, that's a personal question. I don't know. Like, I don't think I actually don't want to have plastic surgery because it's surgery. It's kind of scary. I don't know. What do you think I should have? Let's start a GoFundMe for Sonia's plastic surgery. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I didn't buy very much. I don't know what everyone else bought also, but yeah, I didn't want to blow tons of money for no reason. I knew it was going to be like that because this is my 4th surgery on my breasts. You guys imagine. This is 4. So I think that if they're going in it is like their first time and they're like, what do I need to buy to fix this problem so I'll be comfortable? Well, this is my 4th boob surgery. I'm like a veteran breast plastic surgery veteran. You know what I mean? I'm done though. I'm done, you guys. I'm not doing anything else. And I'm very concerned that they're still putting them in. And I've seen some people on YouTube like, my God, my breast implants. And they're talking about how like, yeah, and they warned me that there is this BII and that some women get sick from the implants, but I'm still willing to take the risk. And I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about. You're gonna regret that. Yeah, I can lift my arms now. I've been doing it. I haven't lifted them very high. It's only sore a bit down here. Those girls, that's the thing. When you're young and they're like, yeah, no, I can lift my arms. It's just when I lift something, then I feel the pain in here because where they repaired the muscles, I guess. It's sore all the time, though. It's so sore. Talking to you is distracting me because before, like when I went to Aaron's to bring him his dinner, I almost cried. I was like, oh, my boobs hurt. I'm going to put some more cold compresses. That did help. But yeah, I see these girls talking about that they were warned by their doctors. I think that when you're young, maybe you don't understand that what it really means to take a risk and what it really means to lose your health. Like, I think you feel like, oh, it's not going to happen to me. I don't need any surgery, Kanga. Okay, thanks. We'll see. Well, anyway, I'm done for now. Yeah, you kind of get used to how you look as you get older, and then one day you're like, oh, what happened? Everyone around you who hasn't seen you in 10 years are like, oh my God, she got old. What? Lisa Rose? Lisa Rose says, I'm in a breast implant group on Facebook. Their slogan is just get the boobies. Oh my God, what? No. Where are those things? This is insane, okay? They're sewing plastic into their bodies. And it will cause problems down the road. How can you sew this? I smelled it when they gave it to me. Don't worry, they wiped it off. It smells like plastic. Like seriously, what's ironic though is like that women will be like, oh, I only eat organic and I don't use GMOs and organic cotton and whatever. And they go to yoga class and they put plastic in their bodies. I'm not judging them like you're a bad person or anything, but like think about it. Like this is so much more toxic than anything you could eat. And before, when I had them in, and people would give me advice and they'd be like, maybe it's because you don't eat organic, this and that. Eat organic bread. It's the bread. It's got something in it that's making you sick. And I was thinking, actually, no, I'm eating the organic bread, but I have plastic sewn into my body, so that might have something to do with it. Oh, yes, your bra may be killing you. And that's another thing. You know, we never heard about this when we were young, that bras were a bad idea. I mean, look, we came from a generation where just before us, they used to not only bind the breast, but also the waist and the hips. But the waist, when my mother was young, they would start them on a waist trainer, a little weight thing that would, is cinching their waist. Why do you think Raquel Welch and all them, they were like this? It was because they'd start them off at 12 years old with squeezing their waist in. And the women's waists now are like a couple inches wider than they were back in those days. So, I mean, coming from the generation after the one that was coming after the one that was wearing corsets, we would have never thought there was anything wrong with wearing a bra, but apparently, yeah, it's not good for you, and it weakens your muscles that are holding up your breasts. It doesn't actually serve any purpose medically, unless you have very big bosoms and they feel sticky and you want to put something, but you can wear a bralette or something, like the first bras were just sort of like napkins, right? You ever seen the original bra? It's just like a couple triangle napkin things that they put on. And I guess that was a big, that was innovative because they had come out of the corset era. I have a friend who's 56 or 57 and her breasts are high and like perky. I haven't seen them without clothes, but you can see through the clothes. She has never worn a bra in her life and her boobs are so perfect. And yeah, it's healthy because those bras, they like blocking off the lymph circulation. Now, yeah, people say bras are implicated with some things. But I think that this being inside your body, much worse. Okay, let me tell you what feels better now, okay? I think after this, I'm not going to wear underwire bras. I did before, but, you do get habits. Like, after many, many years, it's kind of hard to change your habits, So what feels better? Okay, first of all, you guys know I used to talk about having this pain in my arms and my legs, where I used to say it felt like a pain in my bones, or I would say I feel like my blood is exploding. This deep pain. I know you guys remember I talked about it in my Vlogmas videos, and honestly, when I saw those Vlogmas videos, I've said this before, but I was watching myself and I was like, oh my God, I'm really unwell, like every day, and I was only showing you a small part of it. But for me, it was like, oh, BPA free? Well, it's silicone. I don't know. Does silicone have BPA? Probably not. I mean, it's probably, whatever it is probably pretty toxic. There's like 100 chemicals in there, right? It's not just simply silicone. It's like there's a lot of stuff in there. But yeah, I was watching my own videos and as I'm editing the footage, and there's so much of me suffering in there. So much pain, so much crushing fatigue, dizzy spells, heart racing, blood pressure dropping, feeling like I'm gonna faint. I'm like lying in my bed. I'm like, sorry guys, I'm not feeling good. I'm trying to keep it going, and make my video, and it's like I'm like, um, yeah, thanks, Susie. Yeah, hopefully I did. So, oh, Bella wants to know how much do they weigh? They're pretty small as far as implants go. They're 285 cc. A cup is like 250. So they're like a cup, like just slightly more than a cup of water. I don't know, what does that weigh? I'm not 100% sure. I think it's like 250 grams. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Solja Saya. You had a seizure last week. Hi, Dawn. Sorry, guys. So, well, do you have implants, Solja Saya? Is that why you're saying that? I mean, it could be nothing related to the implants. How many pounds? I don't know. What's 285 grams? Okay, it's not that much. So this is like about half a kilo. I don't know. How does that work? Actually, wait, I think that's like about 1.5 pounds or 1.25 pounds. It's not that much. But when it's sitting here and it's like under your chest muscles. Okay, so here's what feels better. Okay, so first of all, I was short of breath really badly. I had pain, horrible pain in my arms and legs. That was baffling me. Crushing fatigue, dizzy spells, nausea spells, fainting and near fainting, POTS, racing heart, dropping blood pressure. What else? I'm sure there was more. Why do they feel so heavy, Bella? Because they're right on your breathing muscles. Because they're like, it's not like you're holding it in your hand. It's because it's inside. I think that's why. And also, I saw them when he took them out, and there was like a stripe of muscle on there. Like they were like glued. This one was like glued to my ribs in such a way that my chest couldn't even expand. So the first thing was my breathing improved. I can take such a big breath of air that I could not do that before. I cannot believe how much my chest can expand. Like I was literally thinking that I had a breathing problem, and I was thinking maybe it was the vaping or the smoking from the old days, or maybe it was because there's asbestos in my building that I was exposed to. I thought I had a breathing problem. Well, I don't have one anymore. I can breathe very deeply. So that was like immediate, like as soon as they took them out, as soon as I woke up, I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually breathe. I haven't breathed like that in years. And I remember when I would go to the gym and I had to breathe like more deeply because I was running. And I'd feel like I couldn't. Like I'd feel like it was blocking, and I'd go and it was like I had to catch my breath. Like I had to breathe into a certain point, and it would go. I can't explain it exactly very well. There's particles in here, sorry, not the asbestos. But yeah, like I remember feeling like I can't catch my breath. And I remember when I had the blue hair? Yes, of course. Sometimes I miss it, but yeah, so like when I was in Europe and we were climbing up flights of stairs and wait, let me just check the battery. Let me just check it before oh, it's good. I was really struggling in Greece, going up to the monastery. I was the last person in to the monastery, and I was the last person back in the van. And I was so slow that I could hear the French Canadian tourists cursing, like they were cursing me because I was making everyone wait. But the problem was it took me like twice as long as everyone else to go up the stairs. I had to keep stopping, and I felt like I was asthmatic. I actually have an inhaler. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to still have that. I had this, oh, it's probably not related. Like I probably just have asthma anyway, but I had this problem where I would get these spasms in my chest, and I'd take a bronchodilator for that. But yeah, I wonder if that's going to still happen. But anyway, like I don't like the bronchodilator because it's got something like like ephedrine type stuff that makes me feel wired, you know? But yeah, like I've had this problem. And I was taking forever to get up there. Even the older people were up there faster than me. And then going all the way down, also even just going down the stairs, I was so I was so slow getting up there that for me to have a decent visit, I was going to be late coming down. It was crazy. Everybody was annoyed with me, and I was like, I'm sorry, but I couldn't really help it. I don't look disabled. I don't look sick, but I couldn't do what everyone was doing. And yeah, it was pretty much like that in all the places that we went to. Greece, I remember, and in Germany, like going up those hills, I was live streaming and I had to stop, and I would make jokes about I'm going to end up on Telegram, died suddenly because on vacation in Europe, right? Because I just couldn't breathe, you know? So that seems to have gotten a lot better. Okay. Another thing that got better that I noticed this now because it's been 2 weeks. I have not had pain in my arms and legs. That deep bone pain, the feeling of my blood exploding, that is not, I have not had that, not even once. I'm starting to think that it's real. I'm starting to think I'm really not going to have it again. If it comes back, I'll be disappointed. But at this point, I have not had any pain. And it was like a fibromyalgia type pain, like horribly achy all over. It was this deep pain. It was just really bad. You think it's gone? What, in you or in me? Well, I hope it's gone. I hope it's gone for you too. I haven't had that pain. And you know, I think it may really be gone because you know what would happen every day in the evening when I would get tired, it would start getting worse and my whole body would hurt. Everything, my arms, my legs, my face, but especially my arms and legs. It would hurt so much. And I remember at night when Gunnar wouldn't go to bed, I would be begging him. I'd be like, Gunnar, please, it hurts so much. Please, I'm in pain. I need to go to bed. So I remember very distinctly. And that has not happened. I have not even had pain at night. So it looks like the pain is gone. Breathing's better and the pain is gone. My energy is better, but it's not 100%. But you know what? When I like the anesthesia, I'll tell you. When I had the anesthesia, I think it put me in a very deep sleep that was very restorative. Because yes, I had a really bad night the first night, but the next night, and yes, I took some painkillers at that time. I slept really, really well. I woke up and I felt like I did when I was young. You know, when you're young and you wake up and there's nothing bothering you about your body, and you just wake up feeling like refreshed, like you had actually restorative sleep, and you feel like doing things. I woke up and Gunnar was sleeping down at Aaron's place. Was he still sleeping at Aaron's place? I can't remember when I kicked him out at some point. I think maybe no, he was still there because Isabel was here the first night. And I think the second night Gunnar was here. And I remember I got up in the morning early and I wanted to make him breakfast, even though I just had surgery. And I was like, I felt so much like when I was young and I was like, let's do things, you know? That's not normal for me. Usually most days I would wake up feeling like, oh my God, what do I have to deal with today? Like just dreading it because I know I wouldn't have the energy and I'd feel so bad. Okay, that day I felt like that, but I haven't, that didn't stay that way. It's not as bad as it was before. But the first 3 nights after my surgery, I had no restless legs. I think it was from the drugs. That's it, plain and simple. That it killed my restless leg syndrome problem because they gave me all these opioids and whatever. Maybe they even gave me a nerve block in the surgery. I don't know what they gave me. It was very toxic. I could like smell it on my own breath. Do I drink coffee? Just a bit in the morning. But I drank coffee the same those days. Like nothing else changed, right? Those drugs did something that interfered with my legs problem and I was able to sleep. And I think that a part of my problem is nothing to do with the implants. It's because of my restless leg syndrome, which is very severe. And it goes in my arms, my legs, my back. And it screws up my sleep really badly. And I had done some videos before where I told you that I used to have a prescription for methadone years ago. And I didn't want to be on it anymore. And I got off it. I think I might have mentioned that there have been times where I regretted that because my legs just got, of course, worse. I mean, opioids will suppress restless leg syndrome. It's really the only thing that like works long term where you don't have a rebound. Those Parkinson's drugs will help for a while, but then you have augmentation. So that's why I never took Parkinson's drugs, and I never will. They kept wishing them on me, but I won't take them. But now they're moving away from that, and they give people, what's that other one called? Suboxone or something like that. Suboxone. I've never taken it, but that's what they do now. I don't want to get on anything like that, but I do remember that it does get rid of it. That's the thing. I mean, they did give me a prescription for codeine in the end after they did the brain study and they put all the wires on my head. They were like, oh my God, you have a really, really bad case. It's like my body is like all night. It's horrible. So I can't, I don't get restorative sleep. You can't really have quality of life. So they gave me the codeine prescription, which I don't use all the time. Tramadol. Yeah, I don't know if they have that here. Yes, that's the thing. Exactly. I know. But I have this thing where it's like, I don't want to take drugs, right? I don't want to take medications. But I mean, seriously, sometimes I've felt like, I've talked to Aaron about it and he's like, yeah, but your quality of life is so bad. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. Yeah. Well, anyway, this kind of highlighted that, like when they gave me those medications, my legs were quiet. I had great sleep. I felt like I could function in the day. And then after I stopped taking them, my legs are just as bad as always. It's really hard, actually. It's really, really hard to deal with this problem. So no, all my fatigue is not gone because I still have it. And I don't know. We'll figure out what to do about that. I don't know. So I mean, it's a bit better. The pain is gone. That much is for sure. The breathing's better. Look at my lips. Oh, well, no lipstick on? Not really. My lips have color. My skin has color. I look much more like, and another thing that's crazy, my face like depuffed. I don't know if you guys noticed. I look a bit different. My face was like, it was like, I don't know, I look better now. My face was like puffier. It's like I look younger now, a little bit. I still have bags under my eyes. They're hereditary, but it was much puffier before. Yeah. So, and my eyes. The whites of my eyes. Look how green they are. See how green my eyes are? Of course, they were green before, but they were murky. It is noticeable. I see it. I see the deep puffing in my face and the color, and it's like there's so much color in my skin. I was so pale. I would look at myself sometimes at the mirror at the elevator and I thought, my God, I don't look well at all. I look like I have an oxygen problem. Like my lips were so pale. I looked like I was like having a problem getting oxygen into my body. For real. Oh my God, Susie, that's horrible. Your appendix ruptured? Oh my God, Sally, the tramadol helps. I know. Oh my God. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to get off on a huge tangent there, but yeah. It's tricky. I don't know. It's kind of like the only thing that works. I mean, I've had the RLS since my pregnancy in 2007. I mean, it was a pregnancy that kicked it off. And I'm going to have it for the rest of my life. And what's really scary is I did come across this study that said that people who have RLS have an increased risk of dementia. You might have heard that. Like a much higher risk. And I think it's because when you don't sleep, if you don't get restorative sleep, your brain will deteriorate, Yeah, I've heard of wild lettuce, but it's like, who has that? Who does that? Like you have to go foraging for that. I hope you get it right. End up picking the wrong lettuce. You just have a nice salad. Yeah, like your brain like cleans itself while you're sleeping. Oh, here's another crazy thing. That when I was younger, and like when you guys saw me like on YouTube way in the early days. Me? No, Five Flames. No, it's not pain management. Actually, The pain is minimal. I just have like pain in my breast. It's just like a bruised, sort of sore feeling. I'm struggling with the garments that I have to wear. It's more like I'm uncomfortable, but I wouldn't say pain. No, I was just saying that when they gave me the anesthesia and the pain meds, the side effect of that was that my restless leg syndrome like disappeared for that time, and I had this incredibly restorative sleep, and I could see what a huge difference it makes. I was like totally different in the daytime because of that, and it kind of made me think like I shouldn't have gotten off the methadone because they put me on that because I have this restless leg syndrome thing, right? But I didn't want to be on it, so I got off it a long time ago, and yeah, I've been struggling ever since with the legs. So there's that. So no, it didn't get rid of, having them out didn't get rid of my RLS. I didn't think it would. Susie, yeah, you had appendicitis, and what happened? Wait, I just saw your post about the appendicitis. You had an appendix rupture. That is insane. Like, that really bothers me that people get to that point with their medical conditions that it ruptures. Like, you know, they should take you more seriously when you show up and you say you have, you know, symptoms. Like, they should, I think it's worth it to be more proactive to make sure that doesn't happen. Anyway, I'm glad you survived. That is horrible. And then they didn't give you any painkillers after. That's horrible. Yeah, not sleeping really affects a lot. So not all my problems were from the implants. I'd say like, I don't know, would I say like 50% better? I feel like I can think more clearly. Like before I had trouble like remembering where I was going with things, and I'd like lose track in the conversation, or I'd forget what I read. Now I feel like it's so much different. Like I actually, I know my channel's called The Truther Girls, but like I never do any truthing anymore because I'm such a burnout. And I don't remember and I don't care. And the other day I was talking to Justin. We went to Costco. He was helping me and we were having hot dogs. And I started telling him all about like Weston A. Price Foundation and like all the stuff about your teeth. Because he was like, oh, it's a good thing that, you know, we have modern dental care. Otherwise, all our teeth would be falling out like they used to in the old days. And I was like, actually, no, that people, you ever notice like people in Africa and like tribal areas where they don't eat any processed food, they have all perfect teeth? Well, where's the dentist? They don't need them because it's a lot of it is diet determined. And then so actually like we ruined our teeth with our diet. Now we need the modern dentistry to fix the damage that we've done, right? And I like just went off like telling him all the stuff, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm like talking to Justin like about something like I used to. Like I don't talk about things like that anymore. I never talk about anything. I never like talk about truthy stuff anymore. And I was like, oh, I do remember all that stuff. You know? That's how like my brain was like, it was like there was cotton in there 24/7. It was so bad. But yeah, like I felt more alive, more motivated, like more interested. I felt like things mattered more. I just feel so much more alive. Now let's see what else. Okay, so the pain is better, the breathing is better, restless leg is not better. It was better with the drugs, but it's not better now. My brain seems to be working better. Energy level. Before I would wake up, I'd have like 1 good hour, and then I'd feel like I'm gonna be bedridden all day. But I pushed through, you know. But I never felt good. I pushed through everything, and it was horrible. I mean, I still do have some fatigue. I'll be honest, I still do. It's not like it's completely gone. But I wouldn't call it crushing fatigue. Before, I felt like I was being crushed. I think that I have fatigue because I don't sleep well. Oh, this is what I was going to tell you. Okay. So back in the day, like when I was first on here, when you first knew me, this was at the time where I was still on that medication for my legs and I was sleeping okay. My brain was working okay. And, hold on a second. I needed a vaping break. I used to have a lot of nightmares. I used to have these incredibly intense dreams, and a lot of times they were horrible. Very detailed. Very crazy intense dreams. And this was the me that you guys knew if you were here from like 2009 to like 2020, maybe 2011 or so. I don't know. Maybe it's just the first couple of years. I had these intense dreams, and actually maybe it was a little bit longer than that. They stopped. I stopped having nightmares. I stopped dreaming. And after my surgery, I had dreams. I had nightmares. I had like intense nightmares, and I was really happy about it because I was like, "Oh my God, my nightmares are back." Because it's something to do with my brain. Your brain is like purging at night, and it's detoxifying itself. It's like cleaning itself, and restoring itself. So if you don't dream, then it's like something is not happening. And I had these great nightmares, and I was happy because I felt like it was a sign of something coming back, Um, I mean, they're scary, but to me, the nightmares were a good sign, they're just extremely detailed. Like one night I woke up in the middle of the night and I like recorded like a voice message, and I sent it to my son where I was like explaining all the nightmares. Do they ever come true? No, they're like totally crazy off the wall stuff, but like really like Night of the Living Dead, like intense nightmares where you're like face to face with like zombies or like somebody's dying, and like horrific things, natural disasters, supernatural, like just total like HP Lovecraft level nightmares. I can't help it. I used to like wake up screaming a lot when I was younger. I mean, I'd have some good dreams too, but I don't know. I just have a lot of like really intensely imaginative nightmares. I mean, whatever, right? It doesn't bother me. Like, I had this one dream, one of my nightmares that I remember was that they were trying to microchip everyone. Oh, where's this going? Nightmare. Imagine that. They were trying to microchip everyone, and my father was going to get microchipped because he didn't understand what it meant. And I was running all over the city looking for my father, trying to save him and stop him from getting the chip. And there was like helicopters everywhere. And I was like, Papa, Papa, like, don't do it. And I was like, God, oh my God, I'm going to cry. It was so scary. And I was like running everywhere in Montreal, like trying to find my father and, um, and prevent him from doing it. And I wasn't able to stop him. Yeah. Well, he passed away before the last few years. He passed away in 2009. But it was like basically, yeah, like trying to stop my family members from getting microchipped. And this was ages ago. That was my dream. That was one of them. That's what I mean. It was like super intense, like emotionally intense nightmare. I don't think they're premonitions. Oh, yes, no one leaves without a phone. Yeah, but he died in 2009. And this was like before, I mean, yes, people had phones, but he was really old. He was like in his 80s. They had a phone, but like they didn't use it. You couldn't just call him. But anyway, so just an example. So what else was there? Oh, the dizziness, I still have had it. I've had it a few times. Not as bad as before, but I've had that. Like in that video I showed you where I think it was like a panic attack. I went down to sell that guy's stuff, and I was like halfway in his car and I didn't feel good about it. I mean, he's an okay guy, but I just felt weird being in his car like that, and my head started spinning. I got dizzy. I've had that happen with the dizziness a few times. Not only in association with anxiety, but like literally just doing the dishes and all of a sudden it's like everything just like that for a second. So I still have that. Um, haven't felt like I was gonna faint. What else was there? Oh, like, oh, my digestive problems. No, it seems like that's okay now. That's weird. So that seems better. Breathing is better. Digestion is better. Sleep is horrible, just like always. Pain in the arms and legs is gone. Dizziness is still there occasionally. No fainting. I've felt my heart race a couple times, just a little bit. I don't know. It seems like it's better. So basically, I don't know. Did I leave anything out? Oh yeah, and I look better. My skin is better. But I was very tired today, and I am disappointed about that. Like, I kind of wish that getting my implants out would fix everything. I wish that it would fix this problem because I feel like that sleep issue is really bad and it's really sabotaging me and my quality of life and my productivity. I mean, it really is. Like, I'll limit like how many things I can do in a day. Before I was more limited because of the pain, but even without the pain, just being so tired. But I don't feel like I'm sick anymore. That's the difference. Before, people would talk about long COVID. No, it's not menopause related. It was pregnancy related. It's nothing to do with menopause. Well, I mean, I might have other issues that are related to menopause, but no, I have restless leg syndrome. It's genetic. It was triggered by my pregnancy. I had some issues with sleep, but I'm on hormones, so um, it's not the sleep. It's my legs, and that happens even when I'm not sleeping. Even in the evening, my legs will start twitching. Very disappointed. I'd like to get rid of that problem. I feel like the only solution is drugs. But I'm not open to that. Okay, good night, love, love. It was good to see you. Yeah, progesterone helps. I know. I take it like every other night, and it does help. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But this isn't insomnia. This is a neurological problem. So we still have to, I have to fix that one. So, like I'm in the breast implant group on Facebook, implant removal group. Well, yes, a kick in my sleep, I'm sure, because my legs are always twitching. They never stop. Okay, good night, Lynn. Um, yeah, my legs twitch like every 15 seconds, and it's like kind of waking me up all the time. But anyway, so how do you get progesterone prescription from your gynecologist or your doctor? Oh, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, oh yeah, I'm in that group for the women with breast implant illness, and I see like really dramatic improvements. Like they are so much healthier when they get them out. They breathe better. Their pain goes away. They, like me, they look better. Uh, a lot of improvements on the eyeglass removal group. That's so funny. Well, I can just easily, remove them. I just can't see very well. Very funny. Hi, yeah, I'm still alive. No, my legs don't hurt anymore. Sally, yeah, they don't hurt anymore. Like it has not happened since I got the implants out. I'm kind of like, is it going to come back? It has not happened once. You remember those videos like where I was driving around and I was like, oh, my legs hurt so much. It's so painful. I would be like in the car and I'd be like squirming because it was like so hard to drive with this amount of pain. Like it was horrible. I have not had that at all. It's totally gone. I did take a lot of vitamin D before I had the surgery. And I thought that helped a bit, but it was still there. But yeah, it's gone. Yeah, so they look better, but I do notice though that whatever their problems are, they'll kind of assume it's all implants, and a lot of it is, but not everything. Like with me, my sleep, it's not implants. So yeah, sometimes people will go from thinking like it can't possibly be the implants to like everything is because of the implants. So it's sort of in between. Oh, thank you, Manga. You've been subscribed for all your life. Well, if you're about 15, then probably you have. It feels like maybe it really is. There were some people who said that they subscribed when they were teenagers, like back in the late 2000s. And how many years has it been now? Oh, it's 14 years. So somebody who subscribed when they were like 14 in 2009 is like 28 years old now. Yeah, there were people who told me they were teenagers and they were like grew up watching my channel, which is kind of cool. I wonder how long this is going to go on for, eh? Maybe I'm going to be like a granny on here one day. Or maybe they'll kick me out. I don't know. You're almost 30? You might have been a teen? You would have been a teen. You would have been about 16. Like my son's age. That's cool. What year did I interview Bug? Well, I started my channel here in 2009, and I think it was around 2010. Remember Bug and his whole thing about, what was it? It was something about the planet and how like the water was going to melt on the poles and the whole planet was going to flip or something like that. What happened to Bug? I don't know. He probably just went back to living life without being on the internet all the time. Yeah, post-glacial rebound. Remember his voice? He sounded like Tommy Chong. I could never get over that exactly. So yeah, man, like we're gonna have a rebound, man. Like, he totally talk like that. He's a smart guy though. You've gotten old watching my channel. Yeah, I'm getting old watching my channel too. Oh, you're the same age as me, Fry TV. Oh, we were so young. Yeah, we're all well, yeah, I was gonna talk about the Weston A. Price thing. I was like, I should make a video about that. But a lot of it has to do with children and like prenatal nutrition and like uh, early childhood nutrition. And I really want to talk about it sometime because I that's an experiment that I ran on my own son, and I can tell you it worked because you should see his teeth. They're phenomenal. The dentist, I've had the dentist here and in Mexico. Both of them tell me he has phenomenal teeth, and they never see teeth like this. Like, he has no cavities and he has a perfect dental arch. He doesn't need any orthodontics. And I think it might have had something to do with the diet that I had him following this sort of Weston A. Price. So I wanted to make a video, and then I was like, they're all like my age. Like, they're not having babies anymore anyway. What's the point, right? Because I'm so shadow banned, like no one else is gonna find me. I'm like, yeah, my audience are all like in their 50s now. They're not having kids. Maybe you're having grandkids though. But your kids won't listen to you. You'll just be truthing them about something else. Be like, yeah, sure, mom. The bone broth, right? The milk, yeah, okay, mom. Oh, thanks, Scream Engine. Thank you. Yeah, the implants, stupid implants. Oh, you too, Javalili. Yeah, you're like, oh, in 2 years, you're not even 50 yet. Oh, you're just a baby. Susie, you're 51. Yeah, we're all like right around the same age, eh? We could have been in school together. Oh, Java Lily, like if you're only 48 to me, you're so young. Enjoy it. You're close in age, yeah. You you go live on your channel, Fry TV? I'm gonna have to stop in and check it out. Oh my God. Lincoln, the flat earth. Oh, please, no. That talk about a psyop. Don't even start. If I got flurfers in here, I don't want to hear it. Don't even start. I will not argue with a flurfer. You guys got psyoped. Y'all got punked. That was all part of the thing. That was serving the purpose of destroying the alternative media and the truth seeker crowd in the lead up to what. And then it all happened. Notice nobody talks about flat earth anymore. How come? Where did it go? Because they don't need it anymore because they already did what they had to do with it. Oh, Halo, I hope not. Oh, Gabby's, you're 55? Okay. Oh, you're not an old lady, Lynn? My husband is 63. Facts. Yeah, facts, Prester John. It is facts. Because I am the truther girl. Even though I don't talk about that stuff very much, but trust me, I am the truther girl. And it's so weird because sometimes people argue with me because they're only looking at like this microcosm, like the micro picture, and it's like, no, you got to look at the big picture. That's what I do. I just don't talk about this stuff anymore, but I totally know what's happening. Glad you're 56. Yeah, like so you're pretty close to my age. Oh, you do live cooking shows. Oh, interesting. And talk about cleaning. So that's happened to quite a few of us, I think. Like we used to talk like heavily about news stuff. And after a while though, it's like, there's certain things that needed to be said, right? There's certain documentaries that came out that were very important and it changed our worldview. But after that, after a while, once you know that, were you gonna keep looking for more of that same like level of quality information? It was like we had discovered a treasure, and then we keep looking for treasure. But actually, they put out a lot of like bogus conspiracy theories out there. That was a psyop. I said it in 2011. I told you guys. I said they were ruining they were like gonna just ruin all the credibility. I did a video about it. It's still out there. I did a whole presentation on my red wall with like chalk, and I was explaining. It had to do with Cass Sunstein and his takedown of the truther movement and everything he said. And I was like, this is how they're gonna do it. And then I was showing you, like, anyway, here we are. How old am I? I'm 52. Yeah. So I saw it like with that, and I don't really like talking politics that much because I think it's all just dog and pony show. I think they're all in on it. They're all in on it. If they weren't, they wouldn't be where they are. I mean, come on. Did you guys see when one of the members of parliament on video asked in Canadian Parliament, in the House of Commons, about the World Economic Forum. He actually brought up what Schwab had said about infiltrating the cabinets, and the Speaker of the House acted like he couldn't hear him. He shut it down. He's like, that was a very good question, but unfortunately the audio is very bad, and also we can't see you, and so like next, he shut it down. Like, you're not allowed to ask about it. Yeah. But the audio was working and everybody heard it, including him. And they would not answer, they would not let it be discussed. So, yeah. And somebody was like, oh, these World Economic Forum people, like, nothing is going to plan. There's a return to conservative values, and like it's all falling apart. And I was like, you do not know what you're talking about. Yeah, there was the what do you call it? Kinder's making a lot of noise in the background. That thing, the e-government readiness survey that they were running for so many years, and then like once it got to a certain level and they stopped running it, and then the UN was putting out these documents all the time about exactly where they were heading for their Agenda 2030, and it had everything to do with digital currency and like digital ID, and it's just a very tight control grid with everything digitalized. And they're still going full force with that. The elites are still talking about, programmable digital currency. We're just in a little bit of a lull right now, because what I've noticed is they push forward and then they'll lull. So like the first one was, 2001, you know what happened? And that was a big thing. And a lot of stuff was brought in because of that. And then there was a bit of a lull until 2009. And that was big. And they tried to make it even bigger. You guys know what it was, right? Then there was a lull. But it was like a drill, right? And then there was this one. More progress made with the agenda. Then there's going to be a lull. That's what I've noticed. There's a pattern, because if they do one, and then if they push too much forward with certain things like with currency or IDs or security or cameras or whatever, take away too many freedoms too quickly, and then do more of that, there's going to be huge pushback. So they'll do it to the point where there is pushback, then they'll fall back, wait till things have settled down a bit more, and then they'll go in again. It's like a battle strategy. It's like a charge and then like a hold back. Wait till your enemy has like softened up a bit and then charge again. Oh, hi Cajun, how are you? That's what they're doing. That is clearly the battle strategy. Nothing has stopped. They're not giving up at all. No. I mean, they would like it that we get rid of cash completely. Everything is digital. And that it's like centrally controlled, and like you cannot make any purchase, buy or sell whatsoever. Like all the verification you have to do now, it's going to be much more than that. Like with Facebook now, if they want you to prove your identity. Like I opened a commerce account and I had to show my card. If they think your name isn't real, they're going to like tell you, listen, you have to prove who you are. Or even if they have some reason they don't think it's really you, it's not your real name, they might lock you out. You have to prove who you are, to get back in. So gone will be the days of like making accounts with just whatever names. Like all gonna have to be connected to something that proves who it is. And then you've got your digital currency. I mean, they told us that here in Quebec. They said that you want to know the timeline? They told us that by 2025, we're all going to have digital ID and a digital bank account, and that we will have a key for it. It's like for crypto. But you know what? The government has the key too. The government has the key. In a way, that's kind of good, because you know how many people have lost their keys to their crypto and they couldn't get in? You've heard these stories. People had like, they bought Bitcoin and now they would be millionaires, but they can't find their key. In a way, it's kind of good. Somebody else has the key. But why not the bank? Why wouldn't the bank have the key? Wouldn't that make sense? Why would it be the government? I think that's a bit weird. So that's what they said. They said 2025 is what they're... And Francois Legault, he's just a total like globalist, New World Order person. That's why he does all the things he does. It's all just for him and his glory and for the New World Order. So yeah. So I guess that's pretty much it. Talking about it is like giving me anxiety, though. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But yeah, we all know what's happening. Oh, crypto. Okay, John says crypto was a test run prototype for a full scale digital currency system. Yeah, I saw something the other day where a guy was saying if you knew who had started Bitcoin, like you would sell it and you would just run from it. So it is kind of weird. It's possible. Who knows, eh? Like who started this? Yeah, I haven't. I have no crypto. I have a friend who's really into crypto. My friend Lisa. We call her the crypto queen. She makes money while she sleeps. That's what she says. I never got into it. It's just something I didn't get into, you know? Yeah, what are all the criminals going to do? But the weird thing is that it seems to be like there are certain people that are kind of like above the law. Like they're not, like, are they criminals? I don't know. They do some things that are very shady. Thanks, Mike. But they just seem to get away with all this stuff that anyone else would be taken down for, you know? No one else would get away with it. They keep doing all that and they just keep getting away with it. So, uh, making money while you sleep sounds like MLM pitch. Yeah, except that you can't just get in on it. You have to be sort of invited in, and it costs a lot of money to get started in it. But she does make money while she sleeps. She like it just constantly makes money for her. But she's very good at it, though. It's like a thing where you have these bots that are like trading crypto for you, but you choose which currencies. I don't know. She's good at it. She's like a genius, though. That girl. She's very very smart. She was like, "You should do it. You'd make money," and I was like, "I'd probably screw it up," you know. But anyway, that's it. I guess I should go. I've been here for about an hour and 40 minutes, which is kind of like usual length of time for me. So this light is starting to really bother me for some reason. So I'm going to head out. But there's the update. Yeah, she's winning. She's good at what she does. Yeah, you notice there's a difference, September Cajun. Yeah, I feel more like my old self. I was really not well at all. It's not all gone, but it's better. Now, if I could fix my sleep, my Jimmy legs, that would be good. Then it would be perfect. Well, thanks, you guys. I really appreciate you stopping in. It's so nice to see you. It's fun to have a chat with you. Thanks for all your support. Oregon. Oh my gosh, wait, where is it? Somebody sent me this. It was one of my viewers. I can't remember her name now, though. But she sent me this like ages ago, a little piece of organite. You just reminded me. I had it in here. Boop. I put it in here in my bra. Your eccentric auntie with the organite in her bra. Okay, well, I'll keep you guys up to date, and I'll do some more videos, maybe a more organized video about what improved and what didn't. And in the meantime, it was really great to see you. And that's it. Have a good night, you guys. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.